Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm joined by a great panel of guests. We got the one and only Swiss from the Swiss and John Show. Guys, if you haven't already checked out his channel, be sure to do so. We got the one and only the Captain, Wings and Watches, and of course, RAG, staples of the live stream. Hello, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
Great, thanks.
Good.
Great. Glad you didn't let Peruka on. That's all I have to say.
No,
He's an
that
asshole.
guy's not allowed on. Forget.
Asshole. Yeah, exactly.
Let's say hello to a few people in the chat. We got Wings and Watches reminding everybody to upvote. Thank you very much. We got Respectably Late saying he's not late. Very nice. Very
You are
nice.
not late.
See, I had to start because he was respectively early. I had to start respectively late. Does that make sense?
Amen.
Here we go. We got Perth Luxury in the chat. Hello, Perth. Thanks for joining. We got David H saying your public awaits. I'm here. Hello, David. Looking forward, David, to seeing what comes, man. I know you got some nice stuff in the wings. It'll be cool to see. We got Big Sal in the chat. Hello, Sal. Hope you're doing well. We got Todd Levin in the chat. Hello, Todd. Todd, you should jump on, man. Let me drop the link if you want to jump on.
I haven't seen you on in a while. Come on.
Come on, Todd.
Yeah, we're peer pressuring you. Get on, man.
Yeah.
Get on.
All the cool people are on.
We got the primate gentleman in the chat saying Marco Polo. Oh, look at this. We got the one and only Peruka saying Ari G. Ari.
Okay, I'm keep it up with the lip, Peruka. You're done.
We got Andres Borghetti in the chat. Hello, Andres. Hope you're doing well, my friend. We got Bezos saying hello. Hey, guys, I'm voting for the crew. Thank you. Thank you. We got your friend Mike. Thanks for joining us, man. And we got Horology 519. Hello, hello. Yes,
Great
so
to see you
I
guys.
wanted to, yes, nice to see everybody. Awesome. I wanted to talk, we got baited today badly. I got baited badly. I got so excited for a second.
Yeah.
Dude, when JJ sent that message in the WhatsApp, I secured the jour, right? See, this is the problem with text messages. You can't discern like sarcasm from like somebody who's, just talking for real. So like for 15 minutes after I texted JJ, I'm like, JJ, did you actually get the watch? What the fuck's going on? You didn't tell me this, right? Because usually he will tell me first. And
He didn't. I actually
So then he messaged
didn't?
me. He's like, "No, I was just joking, dummy." Like,
Well, no. How do we know from that?
I completely got to.
I thought for sure, like he laid on the charm there and he wowed them with his,
right.
with his
Listen,
masculine
when
wiles.
he
and
delivered
got
the
it.
13 boxes of free pizza straight from New York, right from Brooklyn, they're like,
You gotta cater the event.
I
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Yes, he catered the event. Yeah,
I know, and he organized the recyclables and the sanitation in the back. I mean, they thought they'd be grateful.
Exactly.
Ooh, look at this. This is an image. Todd Levin. I'm doing the weights while I'm listening. Look at that. Todd is bench pressing 320 while listening to it. Here we go, baby. Yes.
There's no flex there. There's no flex at all.
Yeah. Is he wearing his watch?
Yeah, he's
Todd,
doing it.
what watch are you wearing?
Right, and he's doing it in his hoodie, right? The hoodie. I love Todd. You gotta bust his, he busts his chops every once in a while. We got Danger says, does that mean Todd's power watching? Yeah. By the way, guys, quick wristwatch check. What are we all wearing? I've of course got the Bruce Wayne, the one and only. Cap's got the yoke. We got the IWC from Wings, Seamaster, and the Veshko. Hold on, did we just catch Swiss not wearing a watch? Was he not wearing a watch?
I don't think so.
No, I'm not wearing it right now.
So did you notice this? I think there's a fracture in the space-time continuum. There's no PRX tonight. I think for the first time in a while. There's no
I think
PRX.
everybody's gonna break them
Yeah,
out.
it's like actually. Well, I always have
Is the hype train?
I've always got to
around?
have it.
Well, no,
nearby.
the PRX I actually do use, and I'm telling you, it's truly going to be my vacation watch.
Right.
And when I want to rough around but still wear something nice, that's
Spelunking
the
in
watch.
the caves of the Bahamas, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Spelunking. Yeah.
We got Lord of Fleck in the chat saying hello, Swiss. It's nice to see you on a panel again. Yeah, it's true. You haven't been on
It's been a long time. Yeah, he's been on vacation.
Guys,
Much
it's
needed.
3 a.m. I mean,
He's been resting. He needed
I mean,
to
this is
take it out.
commitment. This
it's
is commitment.
hard, guys. It's hard.
I know. YouTube is hard.
Full on Johnson has been having to wear my watch on the right hand recently due to a forearm injury. I know Captain wears his on his dominant hand. Anyone else? Not that I know of. Cap, you wear it on your left?
I do, but that's probably just because that's where I've always worn it. You know,
Yeah.
like it's kind of like
I wear it on the left.
left-handers are discriminated against in a lot
So-
of ways with desks and things like that. So I never even thought twice about it when I had my first watch.
So for me, being left-handed, when I used to wear not nice watches, I used to throw it on my dominant hand because I didn't care. Then when I started wearing nice watches, I was like, you know what? I don't want to bang this around all the time when I'm writing or whatever. So I flipped actually to my right.
Interesting. Okay,
And
so
so
you wear it.
you
You
do it on
actually
the
wear it
left?
on all your watches on the right, and you're left-handed.
And I'm left-handed. That's right.
Really? See,
How many?
Well, that
How
makes
many
sense, though. That makes sense,
left-handers?
though.
Yeah.
How many left-handers do we have on the panel?
Me,
No,
3.
I'm right-handed.
There's
Yeah,
one.
same.
There's a couple others aren't there on the panel?
I think JJ's left-handed as
Yeah.
well, right?
Yeah.
JJ might be left-handed.
Yeah.
It's actually more, and my dad is left-handed too. Actually, he wears a watch on his left.
Right.
But yeah, no, I can't do right-hand watches.
No,
Really
I wear it on the left.
Yeah. Only when you
Just
Schwarzkopf it.
feels
Yeah.
weird on the right.
Yeah, 2 watches is so uncomfortable. I did that the other day just for like a picture, and I was just like, yeah, no,
I
forget
mean,
it.
they have
Like an
they have, the,
watch.
they have the Pelagos left-hander, right? Isn't it the
It's
Pelago
true. Yeah, Pelagos left-hander is
to make
good.
on the right? People who are like right-handed or left-handed, they buy that just for the novelty, I think, because
Yeah.
they want a opposite hand watch. I don't know.
But there's certain things though that I can't do. Like I can't do left-handed. That I'm just so used to it. Like one of them here, and people are surprised when I use a computer. I use the mouse with my right hand. There's a whole,
So
built into
Yeah,
Windows.
me
You
too.
can throw it on your left hand, and you can switch the primary and secondary mouse buttons to make it lefty friendly. But I would never do that. Like that's
Yeah.
so opposite of just how everyone else sets up their computers. It would be too difficult. So,
Hmm.
I just don't like anything banging on my desk, or in general, because I'm right-hand dominant. So
Yeah.
I tend to, do everything with my right hand first. So
Right. I did get a left-handed Chris Reeve. My Chris Reeve is
That's
specifically
true.
left-handed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
I did
That's
too.
not
I
bad,
switched.
actually.
I switched. Yep. I went
Yeah.
to left-handed on the Chris
Yeah.
Reeve. Yep.
They do make some left-handed watches, to be fair. Although I will say, like, even if you are left-handed and you wear watches on your right, I mean, it should be fine. Actually, it's probably better. The crown is more protected versus like out in the
Yeah.
open.
'Cause
Yeah.
now you can open it. You have the thumb screw, the thumb.
Oh, you're
Are we doing
still on
knives
the
now?
knife. Yeah.
Are we doing knives now?
Well,
We're
no,
back
we
to
mentioned
knives.
it. I already mentioned it, so
Yeah,
might as
yeah.
well.
That's fair.
Nice.
That's fair. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Yep. It's easier for me to open it with my left. You're right.
Todd says, "I'm sure there are lots of things you don't use."
Okay.
Your
All right,
okay.
Todd.
all right. Listen, GMT
back,
isn't
get
on
back
this
to the
yet.
weights, Todd. Get back to
We're
the
not
weights.
gonna.
Todd.
We're not gonna go there.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I wanted to.
We can go there if Todd gets on the stream. If he's
Right,
part of
only
the
if
panel,
Todd gets
we'll
and
go there.
GMT. We gotta
GMT
get
has to come
Todd
in.
and
Yeah.
GMT.
Oh.
This way it'll be ultimate awkward.
GMT's already felt a disturbance in the force, so he's on his way. I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to, in honor of JJ potentially getting the watch, let's throw it out there. Hopefully tomorrow.
That's a
morning.
beautiful watch JJ almost
Yeah.
just got, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't that?
yeah, I
beautiful?
mean-
I love the congratulations. Were like
Yeah, everyone's like, "Holy shit!" You know what I mean? We're like, "Oh my god."
the event didn't even start yet. We should have known. Like, it was-
Oh. Hold on, let me pull this up. Here we go. I mean, yeah, this is just gorgeous. You know what I mean?
This is like, if he can pull this off, man.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So what's the
Pretty-
retail on
pretty
this?
nuts.
So I think it's like 40,000.
Actually, not ridiculous for how
Man.
special
Yeah.
this is. Like, it's
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
money. It's
I
not
think
ridiculous.
it's like 40,000, something like that, with taxes, obviously. We got-
It's like a Patek complication, but I think it's even more special than a Patek, I would say.
We'll get into that. We got
Yeah.
Horology 519 with a $7 super chat starting us off for the night. Thank you very much. Saying thoughts on buying Speedy 1861 on gray versus 3861 at 80 to build a relationship. $3,000 difference. For reference, he only has a Zin 104.
What's your goal first and foremost? Are you looking to score a Rolex with that 80 or whatever you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I think it definitely depends what you're
Wait.
looking to get, right?
All right.
Question number one: does your AD carry Rolex?
I think the implication is
Yeah.
they do. Yeah, for sure.
So then do that.
So in terms of putting aside the Rolex strategy for a second, in terms of value for money, the 1861 package is significantly nicer than the
I agree.
3861 package. Right? I
I
mean,
agree.
fine. 1861 is the old and 3861 is the new new hotness in terms of that movement.
Right.
1861 is still great. It it's and it's a beautiful package as well. It's just better value for money there.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
hates the new bracelet. So
Is that an 1861, Darko?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It's the one with the Hasselite, and it's from 2005. So, I mean, it just depends what your goal is. You can find these cheap, and don't have to spend the MSRP. But if your goal is to get a Rolex, then you know.
So here's my thing, right? What happens if in 6 months from now, like the watch market tanks, right? Let's
Right.
just speak theoretically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we really think that, again, first and foremost, it depends what Rolex you're looking to get, right? Because we have to be realistic. If we're talking, I don't know, a GMT or a Daytona or anything like that, horology, listen, I hope you get them, but I mean, we just got to be honest, right? I don't think it's going to happen realistically.
Not with one watch purchase.
Right, not
that.
with one watch purchase. I think a sub, a Milgauss, Explorer 2, those kind of. To be honest with you, I think realistically you're able to get them with, short enough or a reasonable amount of time. You don't need to necessarily get, you don't necessarily need to get, in my opinion, a Speedmaster from the AD. So I would honestly save the difference and get the watch you prefer. To be honest with you, that's just my personal opinion. I would always say, like, if it's the same watch for cheaper or similar watches for cheaper, and you prefer the cheaper one, then by all means.
Yeah. Let's not forget the 1861. Is certified by NASA. I don't think the 3861
It did go to space, though, right? Jeff Bezos
has
took it
the
to space.
certification yet. Well,
I think-
Bezos, they've been wearing everything to space now.
Space.
Yeah, I think he had the Hasselite one with the closed case back. But
they had
if
the
it's a Sapphire
3861.
Sandwich, then so.
I think it's fine to go to space, to be honest. But yeah, so
No.
if-
If it's certified by NASA, it's different.
yeah, no, I don't know. If
NASA
it's been
certified. It hasn't yet, as far as I know. But maybe that should change. But not that I'm aware of.
Man, if you have spend history on jewelry, pens, etc., again, horology. I'd love to know what you're looking to get, but I would say honestly, it's really not worth getting a Speedmaster at the AD. No discounts on it. It's not the watch you prefer. Especially because if it's not a GMT or Daytona, I think you could realistically get anything with a reasonable amount of weight, right? Like you could get a sub within a year, a year and a half at most. You can get an Explorer 2 Milgauss, those kind of watch. Like look at Cap. Cap got a root beer in a month. It seems like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That watch trades double retail. They do sell.
But
like
you,
at the end
you
of
can't get it. That's the thing, though. Like a lot of folks, I think, are having a hard time getting, even the sub or the GMTs.
right. It takes.
Right?
I'm not saying you're going to get a day
I
after
mean,
tomorrow, but it
I
takes
can't
time,
walk
right?
into the AD at Rolex and say, "All right, put me on the list. I want to take delivery in a year." They're not going to say, "All right, you'll get yours in January of 2023." They just don't do that. So if we do have this, whatever, a correction or whatever, that things could change. But right now, I mean, why would pay? The prices are so high in the gray because people can't get them.
Right. Yeah, but I think at the same. Okay, here, Black Explorer 2 is the goal.
But I'd still go get the 1861.
I would get the 1861. You
Yeah.
should be with spend
You'd be
history.
saving
You
money.
should be able to get the Explorer 2. Within a year and a half at the very most.
Yeah.
or
It's not like
white.
you're going for a Daytona or something. Like you should be
Right.
fine.
Exactly.
But actually, so funny thing is, JJ actually mentioned this to me that his AD, he was speaking with his AD. It was almost easier for him to get a Bruce Wayne or a Batgirl than an Explorer 2. So they're not that common, to be fair. So they are somewhat rare, but I don't think they're that rare that it begets you buying a $3,000 more expensive Speedmaster that you don't want. I hope that answers the super chat, man.
Because I mean, if
Thank
he
you, by
goes
the way.
to resale it, he's going to lose a considerable amount. So
Yeah.
it's just
It's just a better
protecting
deal.
your money at the end of
It's
the day.
just a better deal too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
It's just a better
100%.
deal.
100%.
Let me pull this up. We got Watches Camera Lenses saying, really thinking about the Glashuta original. Hold on, I gotta pull this up.
If it's the smaller size diver two-tone, I say yes. Otherwise, no.
Love it.
Without seeing it,
Ooh.
I'd say
no,
no
no.
on the two-tone diver, but we got to
Hold
see
on a
this
second.
thing.
This is actually
Not-
okay. Here we go.
That's
I
not
don't
too
really
bad.
like that. Sorry.
But hold on. So this is from their Senator Excellence line. This is not just any. If I'm not mistaken, this watch has like a very special caliber with a 96-hour power reserve. It's not
Yeah.
chronometer spec, but it operates within chronometer spec. It's an insane movement. If
That looks fantastic.
I have to double check, but I would get it in the blue. If you can get in the blue,
No,
I
I
think
like the
this-
brush steel.
the brush steel is nice too.
Yeah.
Hold
Makes
on.
it kind of stand out, right? Because everybody's chasing that blue dial mystique, right? And this is kind of like something unique that you're not really
Yes,
finding
it is
anywhere
caliber
else.
So
36.
I really like this. In terms
Yeah.
of like my kind of style, like this is great.
Here, I'm just gonna pull up very quickly.
What's
hold
the
on
retail
one
on this?
The retail
Probably
is.
higher.
Hold on one second.
76,000.
About 7,000 Great British pounds. So we're talking 12 Canadian, 10 US about.
Not awful.
Not cheap. Yeah, not cheap. But you can get them cheaper on the secondary market.
Yeah.
Hold on. Here we go. So actually, I was mistaken. It's 96 hours. It's a 100-hour power reserve. So this is a caliber 36, which is amazing. It's really excellent, actually. It's probably the best from Glashuta outside that manual wine chronograph I brought up. But yeah, I like this. This is different, something off the beaten path, not something that you see every day.
Would this be, in your opinion, a good buy through an AD or more of a gray market thing?
Great market, 100%. Don't buy this new, please. Whatever you do. Yeah, no, don't
So
buy
so
this new.
Glashuta is still soft on the secondary.
Yeah, let's see. Hold on.
Oh, very soft.
Well, I mean, if he wants to get spend history, maybe I wouldn't. Let's see what the discount is, though.
Oh, you want spend history? Go get this. You
Yeah,
become a
Ari,
hero. You
I
become
think
a
at-
fucking hero.
At World
Right,
of the
you
Sai,
could
Ari,
demand get a Rolex on the side, just demand it. You know,
yeah.
so I'll buy this if
This is probably my favorite one, to be honest with you. I love this one. This has got the
Ooh,
railroad mini
that
track.
is
That
really
is
nice.
This
That
is my
is
favorite.
really nice.
It's almost like a pilot style, like Mark
Yes.
IWC Mark 18, and it's got the
I
same
like that.
caliber,
And,
Yeah,
and
that
so
is-
same movement. Oh,
That is
man.
really nice.
same movement. Yep. This is probably
How
my
much?
personally. This is my favorite.
No
the
dates
price
at
is
4, no moon
6,000.
phase at 10. That's much
Okay.
better, in my opinion.
Yeah, that one is probably my favorite, but the one you're looking at, hold on.
I admit I really like the one that we were looking at.
Even
Fair
the one
enough.
with the blued hands is quite nice.
Yeah, the blue
with
hands
the white
are nice
dial.
too.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's just a matter of taste.
yeah, it's all.
I think it was just
it's
there,
all,
Marco. I did see it.
aesthetics.
You're scrolling a little fast. Isn't it
I
here?
don't think so.
I thought I
Not
saw
with the
it.
moon phase. Here, hold on. I'll just what I'll do is I'll just go here by functions and moon phase. There we go. Alrighty, here we go. So 7,500. That's pretty decent.
Yeah.
7,500 is good.
And it is
7,500
a German
US. That's
manufacturer
not
too,
terrible.
so.
Size
That's
is
US dollars.
I think it's 40
Yeah.
mil. Yeah. Yeah, USD. Not cheap. Definitely not cheap, but not crazy expensive for what you're getting.
Mhm.
What's the size of this? God damn it.
And probably you can like negotiate a tiny
sure.
bit.
There it is, 8,500. That was in the middle there.
42 millimeters.
Go back. Yeah, right in the center. Right in the center. That one. Wasn't that what?
Yeah.
That works with
That's
that
the
was the
exact
trap
one.
too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the exact one. Yeah, so it's
Turtle says conclusion buy the Explorer on the gray market. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom A says you should be able to get a good discount new at an ADL. Yeah, you should be able to get at least 15%, but you get much more on the secondary market. I'm
I
sure
prefer,
Stefan could probably get this for cheaper.
yeah, I'd prefer this without the moon phase.
I'm sure like on a second like in a gray market dealer, if they have ones roughly like $6,500 from whatever it is here, maybe a little bit more to 7,000, but yeah.
Huh. These are nice too. I don't like that crown though sticking out. I still prefer the last one we had pulled up. It is nice though. It kind of reminds me of like a Flieger from World War II. I mean, that's
Yep.
definitely what it looks like.
It looks like the Spitfire from IWC almost without the date wheel.
It reminds me kind of these watches, which are far cheaper.
I mean, the crown is a little bit smaller
this.
than the that onion crown on the IWC,
Yeah,
Yeah, I hate that onion crown. Oh my god.
but it's for a purpose.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
the onion crown, exactly. You need to, if you're wearing gloves, and,
Exactly.
you need to be able to, yeah.
But really, a lot of times when you're flying, you're not wearing gloves. That's like
this
unless
is still
you're a
my
fighter
favorite.
pilot. I mean, let's just put things into perspective.
You don't
right?
have
That's
those
really
like
nice.
Snoopy goggles and the scarf.
Cap,
and
if
the
you want me
gloves?
to dress up for you, I will, my man.
Oh boy, that's a GMT. You're going in the wrong direction, man.
But no, realistically, you're never going to be flying with gloves.
So I mean, this is really nice as well. Like this is a nice watch.
I
I
like
think
dial-
yeah,
the dial
it's
is very
awesome.
nice.
Gorgeous in that
Yeah.
color.
I
Yes.
think
What
it's
material
beautiful.
is the dial? Like, is it a?
I don't. That's a good
Enamel?
question. Here, hold on. No, it's not enamel.
Brass.
It might just be like a regular dial. Nothing like too special, to be honest with you. Oh, look at that! You actually get good texture on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That is really nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if the numerals are loomed. Imagine if the numerals are loomed. That'd be awesome.
This would be a good option for Lone Star because he does like the IWC, but this is kind of a close second to where it's got a great movement.
This one is 40 mil too, which I definitely prefer. These are a bargain. Tom A says, I wear my Glashütte Original as much as the Explorer, both reliable. Yeah, both are great watches. But yeah, going back to JJ's FP Journe, I wanted to do a topic. Jeez, we're 22 minutes in the show. We're just starting to get into the topic.
That's all right. That's
usually
good.
As
good.
long
That's
as you hit the topic at least once.
The topic. That's what I message Cap every day when I have a stream. The topic. What's the topic? Yeah, I want to talk about Grail watches. I mean, you know what I mean. JJ's watch is definitely a Grail, so it's only fair that we talk about what are the definite Grail watches of ours. I could tell you one of mine.
Everybody knows mine.
I'm wearing it. I'm wearing one of my Grail watches. I never thought I would own this, to be honest with you. I mean, I was just talking to you guys about this backstage, right? I never thought I would own the GMT. There's no question. That's why my Grail Rolex, right? When MJT said you could have any Rolex you want, pick one, and it's yours. I said this one. This is my favorite Rolex by far.
Yeah, if you put your mind to it and are willing to steal, you can get whatever you want.
If you steal all the
or work
leads,
hard, yeah.
right? If you steal all the leads, it's what happens.
Yes.
Exactly.
I mean, this is just nuts. This is a crazy watch. Yeah. So yeah, Swiss, you kind of hinted at it. It's more special than a Patek complication. I mean, they're both kind of special, to be fair. Each in their own right. You know what I mean? But definitely, this is like a lot more niche, exclusive, a lot less production of it.
Mm-hmm.
One can say a little more special because of those things. And, you get the rose gold movement, which is just outrageous.
Yes.
And that dial, the salmon dial is just amazing. Oh, my God.
That's really nice, the dial.
It's all
I agree.
the dial. And the red band.
The red band, right?
Red band.
Imagine this with like a...
That would be beautiful on the red band.
Dude, with
Could you
like
imagine
a dark
Yeah.
burgundy or something like that.
You know what
It
would
would
go?
look
You would go really well with
Fuck
this?
yeah.
A nice NATO strap.
Oh, would you stop?
No.
Jaune on the NATO.
With this,
Yes.
no, like an eel strap.
Yes.
Well, hold on. What about like Longa and a NATO? You guys ever seen that? Swiss, that's your
Yeah.
favorite, right?
Yeah.
Longa and a NATO.
I love it.
There's actually an
He,
Instagram.
he
I
has
think that's-
he has like a datograph on a Hello Kitty NATO. That's my favorite
That's like
one.
that's pretty much against like Swiss law, basically. And I guess you can go
Oh,
to prison
German
for
law.
that,
German law.
right?
We got Perth Luxury with a $2 super chat saying, "Wait, REG with a different." He's got to
Yeah.
flex his. Look at
Yeah,
that. Yeah, we
change
got
up the scenery.
It's nice.
No,
He's
it's
gotta
just
flex the
I can't use
crystal, the crystal.
my office tonight, so I
okay.
gotta. This
Fair
is
enough.
where my work my work computer is, so I'm using
I
this.
love
To,
it.
yeah.
Hey, it's all cool, man. Thanks for joining the show, man.
No problem.
We got Lido saying it's bad. Yeah, absolutely. Zodiac FP. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it's the celestial,
Oh,
super
okay.
complicated one.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's
Oh,
another
it's
one.
not. This is.
Oh, it's not.
Ooh, I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest with you.
I actually like. I don't
Swiss,
mind
what do we
it.
think?
Nah.
I don't even know what I'm looking at, to be honest with you. This
So
looks
there's a
like
big power reserve on the middle,
Power
Seiko
Reserve,
style.
date, calendar. It looks like there's a calendar, right? February, March,
Yeah, and you can see
April,
also the.
and then all the constellation. What's the case back look like?
So it's two. You can see it's two rings moving, and there's a pointer at 12.
Ah, yes. December, Sagittarius. Ah, it must be like a constellation. Hold on. Is there a case back?
The movements on these are just spectacular.
Nice. I mean, it's definitely quirky, very off the beaten path. I've never even heard of this. So, hey, it's cool that you're bringing this up. If I had to pick one genre, this is my favorite.
What? This one?
No, not this.
No,
This is my not
the
that
one
one.
you just JJ's
Oh,
the one
come
that
on,
he's
really?
getting.
This
Really?
is my favorite.
That is really nice.
I love this. You know why? Because it's got this right here. Oh, come on. It's got the pocket watch movement. This is not the exact case.
Looks
of
like a
the-
chipmunk with her hands over their eyes.
Come on. Would you stop? This is.
Oh,
out-
Looks like a man with a ball gag. Oh, okay.
Oh, stop it. You guys are too
Let's,
much.
see. Let's trash everyone's. Let's trash watches forever. Look at this. It's like I can't see you. I can't see you.
Yeah,
Like, come
peekaboo.
on,
Yeah.
peekaboo.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
this
can't-
is outrageous.
My favorite stays it's still the resonance.
No.
The
You know,
Okay.
Turbulence Sovereign.
So
Classic.
That's
yeah,
fun.
resonance.
Oh,
so
The
JJ's
case back is fucking beautiful. Look at
So
the
I admit,
case back.
I admit JJ's FP Jordan is my favorite. The one that
enough.
JJ's gonna get. Yeah.
Even over this, I don't know. This is
tourbillon
pretty fucking
version
What
of
nice.
this?
the bra? Yeah. No. Sorry. Am I trashing the Swiss watch industry now? Is that what I'm doing?
Oh, I never saw it. Ari, how do you come up with these? First the bicycle watch.
I just look at it. I mean, I'm good at I'm good with ink blots and psychiatrists. What can I say?
Oh,
right?
Jesus Christ. No, I mean, come on. I can't hate on this one. Do you guys know how
the movement
how
is
this
beautiful.
works?
It's beautiful. Yeah.
It's not just beautiful, it's how it works is insane, right? So I think there's only one other clockmaker besides Breguet who is able to be able to have resonance perform in a watch, right? I know there's Dufour and MBNF have their resonance, but they have what's called a differential. These operate basically through the rhythm of the different oscillating weights is what cancels each other out, which people couldn't figure out for like the last 200-300 years, which is pretty damn cool.
So that's what makes it that's what makes these technically interesting. Does it make it like more resilient? Does it make it more accurate? Like, what does that do?
Yep,
Or is that,
more
is that just a flex?
It's accurate
One-
and a
yeah.
flex.
Yeah.
There's a bit of
You
both.
have basically two escapements running in parallel, and one prevents the other to have a frequency error.
Okay.
Right. So let's
They both keep themselves in check, basically.
Gotcha.
correct.
Gotcha.
So they operate
Interesting.
at different beat rates, right? Both will have their independent beat rates. So let's say one operates at -2 and then the other operates at +2, right? The accuracy of those specific beat rates, they'll cancel each other out. So the watch will operate at 0 seconds gain
Yes.
or loss per day. This is another example, but this is a little different in that.
Yeah, and far better.
So it's a Philippe Dufour duality. It's much rarer too, to be fair. But
Super chat. Sorry, you got a $10 super chat.
let me get this right here. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, just
I've
value for
been
money.
neglecting
value,
the chat.
value for money. Yeah.
We got Big Sal with the $10. Maybe you can pull up a pic of my latest acquisition. I'll WhatsApp a couple pictures. Yeah, absolutely. Please. Yeah, if you want to WhatsApp me pictures, by all means, I'd be happy to pull them up. But so just to wrap this up, this has what's called differential, right? So this is like a gear train basically that will cancel them out as opposed to them operating synchronously. There's like a mechanism which does it automatically. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So yeah, just a little different. Let's pull this up. Patek Philippe 5296G or R rather sector dial. This is outrageous. This is probably my favorite Patek Calatrava, to be honest with you. I think this is outrageously good.
I prefer the one in platinum. The basic Calatrava platinum with the Breguet numerals. I think it has a small second too. Which one? I don't remember
Hold on one second. I just want to pull
the
this up.
reference. It was discontinued very recently.
I don't know, man. I think this is pretty damn solid if you ask me.
Oh, it is damn solid. True.
All right, so what are we looking at? 5296 sector dial. It's got, I believe, the 324 movement. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is beautiful. Now, interesting thing is, I don't know what year it is. Actually, Sal, if you have the year, let me know, because this could have a Geneva seal as opposed to the Paddock seal, which I think is cool. That'd be interesting if it was done 2008 or before. Let me pull up the pictures you just sent. Are we ready to see some watch porn? Here we go.
Bow, chicka,
Oh,
bow,
2007. So it will have the Geneva seal. That's awesome.
Yeah, 2007.
cool.
Yeah.
bow,
Here we
chicka,
go.
bow, bow,
So we
chicka,
have
bow.
a Longa 1815 up down and a 5296 sector down. Now that's a two piece right there. Absolutely beautiful.
Wow. That
Oh
is
my god,
beautiful.
man, McLovin, I am eternally jealous. That's a wrist shot. That looks beautiful.
That is nice.
Oh my god.
Look, midnight. Beautiful.
And I think he gave
Or
us a
midday,
wrist roll
who
also.
knows?
Here we go. Oh, that's beautiful.
Stunning, yeah.
I love the strap for it too. The strap is so nice. It's
Yeah.
Is
perfect.
it like
It's a blue. It's navy.
yeah, it's a dark blue, right?
Yeah. It just suits the watch perfectly.
Congratulations.
Yeah, big congratulations,
Yeah,
Sal.
congrats,
That's just
man.
outrageously nice. Outrageous. And that dial, let us know, how is the sector dial in person? Because I think the photos really don't do this one justice. It must be incredible. And I love it. If you guys have a chance, right, you want to see this watch actually in better light, there's a YouTuber. His name is Uptick Watch Reviews. He actually has this watch. I think it's outrageously good. Outrageously good.
Yeah.
We got McLovin in the chat saying sorry, he's late. Sorry, I missed some chats up above. SLC said Paddock Grail would be the 5320, but another Grail is a Zeitwerk Honey Gold Lumen. I mean, you have a 5170p. I think that's a Grail over the.
I don't think he's
5320.
settling for anything. But yeah, 5170p is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. Tourbillon Souverain is also insane. Absolutely. We got Wings and Watches. Thanks, man, for the $10 super chat.
All good, bro.
Saying FP Journe Tourbillon Souverain Platinum. I don't know what CL is. One of my grails. Seeing it in person, I'm hooked. Hold on. Let me pull this up.
Oh,
I dropped it in the
talking of Tourbillon Souverain,
yeah.
if you can put this up,
There you
that
go.
was on my wrist, number one.
Oh my God.
I also have
The very
Oh my
first
God.
FP Journe wristwatch ever made.
It's wild.
Holy shit.
Absolutely wild.
And it went on auction for like 3 million.
Where
3
did you see
million.
that?
Philips.
Yeah, these are gorgeous.
So that's
you
the
know
one that I saw
they
in
had
person.
they had the number one of every six ones. There was like the tourbillon, the résonance, the
Oh yeah.
the
Right.
chronomètre, the
Yeah, all the
Octalu.
5 original pieces.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
covered it all. You know what's nice about these? But I will say this. I like this, but I prefer the older models because you actually see the remotoire exposed on the dial.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. I'll pull it up. I prefer the rose gold movement for sure, but I prefer the exposed remotoire. I just love that quirk about it. On the dial that you see this thing spinning right here. I don't know. It's just like I'd rather see that over a seconds hand personally. That's just my opinion.
It kind of reminds me of
But
the
they're-
vertical tourbillon that they have. It has the exact same dial.
To be
Color.
honest with you, I don't like the vertical turb. It's a big,
Yeah, it's
thick
not-
watch too. It's not small. It's not small.
Oh, but if you want to see something less interesting, that's the case back. It's not that
yeah,
place.
the movement is completely unfinished.
Yeah,
other
it's
than
like
the
no
stripes.
finishing, but whatever.
Yeah, this is
But
the one
tourbillon
I-
is nice, I guess.
the one I was able to take a look at.
Amazing. It is gorgeous. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's
absolutely
just-
insane.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
nice.
All right, Big Sal. That's awesome. I'm so happy that it has Geneva. I think that's just awesome. That is amazing. Yeah, David H. Absolutely gorgeous. Big Sal living up to the name. Yeah, right. Amazing person. That's what I'm wondering. I'd love to see this in person, honestly. One second, I gotta pull it back up.
Well, you just have to travel to New York for the next Philips auction.
That'd be a good idea. Look at this. Oh my god. Fuck.
The sector sounds great.
What's the price on that one, secondhand?
Let's pull it up. Let's see.
Would it be, my guess, 30 something?
Ah, no,
30.
actually cheap. Well, actually, yeah.
28. Hold on. Why am I seeing Breguet's?
Yeah, there's one that's about 30.
Where's the brand? Here we go. 30,
Huh.
25.
25?
About 30. 28,000 probably. I would say you would probably get it for 28,000. Maybe.
Okay.
Oh shit, this is naked though.
Mm.
Interesting. I mean, this is still like it's worth every penny.
Yeah. Yeah.
God damn. Yeah. But yeah, any other grails? Swiss, what are your grails? Any grails that you can think of?
Oh, well, as you said, for a long time, this watch was my grail. And I was kind of pressured to get it because someone else was in competition with me to get it. So I kind of had to
Jump on it.
take the decision, right away. I had one day to think about it. But actually, it was a perfect occasion. I got it, in like half price. It was brand new, untouched, with box papers, everything. But retail is 22,000, and I got it for 13 something. And it fits my wrist perfectly. I mean, super. I like how thin it is, how classic. I like this very traditional style.
It's perfect. It's
Yeah.
understated elegance. Big Sal says box and papers that got down to 25K. Yeah, I mean, phew, outrageously good. Outrageously good.
Oh, that's
We got
really
actually a movement shot. Here we go. What do we think? I mean, they're both beautiful, but I got to be honest with you. I think the Longa is just a little nicer.
Yeah, Longa is
The Longa
horrible.
is much nicer. Yeah,
Look,
but they're both really nice.
The
They're both-
paddock. Look, the paddock seems like it has been eviscerated in the middle. Like, what's happening in that movement?
So, hey Marco, can you gush on a part of this movement for me here? Can you zoom in on the watch on the left,
Yeah.
around there's those lines and zoom in like
This
the
right
blue
here?
the blue on the right hand side there, the blue screw there.
Yeah.
On the right hand
It's a-
side of
it's
the
a
watch.
hand- Here, hold on. I'll
Yeah.
pull up actually a better picture of it.
Yeah, like the patterning they do around that looks really neat.
Oh, the balance cock.
Yeah, so they hand engrave
yeah.
it. They freehand engrave it, which
Yeah.
is
Right.
just
They
amazing.
always freehand engrave it. And
Here we go.
yeah,
La Suite Originale also does this.
Right.
the balance cock. That's right. GMT, come on. Yeah.
There we go, and you get a black polish swan neck regulator, which is don't underestimate how hard that is to do. Can you imagine polishing this little? Like this looks huge, right, in person, but this thing is probably the size of your nail, like literally, like the length of your nail. So it's
And the
like
fact
super small and delicate.
And
And one thing,
detailed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
one thing I also like about this watch is the fact that they use gold chatons, which are totally, they're not necessary because
It's a
it's more so
flex.
for decoration. Yeah, it's more for decoration than anything
Yes.
else. They don't have really a practical application. And it's pretty, it's expensive to do. It's not cheap for them to do it. So it's just, I think this is outrageously good. But yeah, the paddock is just as nice. You know what I mean? It is still beautiful. We got JJ Lecoute in the chat saying, Sal, if you get bored with it, make sure to call JJSW. Yeah, that's right, man. You got to call JJSW, man. Any other Grail Swiss? What are we talking?
Right now I'm struggling real hard to get AP Royal Oak, but if the when I get that one, I don't think I would really have anything else planned for the future. So right now I'm still working on this, and then whatever comes to my mind.
All right, fair enough. So I'm with Sal. I love your watch, but this one is definitely
Fuck,
this is the Grail. But this is so much more expensive.
This
That's
is
the
like
problem.
$35,000.
It's way more expensive, but it's
Fucking expensive.
outrageously good.
Yeah,
Did I show you guys the YouTuber who has this
it's
the other day?
beautiful.
Hold on, I will pull it up.
It is so beautiful, amazing, and I'm very jealous. But they don't do it in white gold, and I prefer the white gold. So there we go.
Here we go. Hold on one second. Outrageously good. By the way, this guy is a good YouTuber too. I do like his videos.
Yeah, I do like him.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The case is so nice. The case, the lugs, the balance of it is just so outrageously good.
Outrageously expensive too.
Yeah, it's very expensive. Hold on.
You gotta really love this piece to buy it.
God damn.
I like the dial.
Fuck. So do I. That's where it's at. It's all about the dial.
The dial.
But yeah. I mean, Swiss, you still got a gorgeous piece. Come on.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I'm not.
And the price was outrageous. If you're ever thinking of getting rid of that one, make sure to call Marco SW. Okay. Okay, so there we go. We got Turtle Knight saying, panel view, should there be a limit on how many grails people have? Eventually, it's just called a watch. See, so I agree with Turtle Knight. For me, a grail can't be achieved. It can't be achieved. That's the whole point of the grail. It's the holy grail. You go your whole life trying to achieve that watch, but you never actually get it. That's why the Kari is my grail, because I can never, I'll probably never get it in my lifetime. Like 80,000+ for a watch is outrageous. It's just a stupid amount.
Mine is the duality.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Easy.
Mine's the LN Perpetual by MBNF. So that's
because I agree with Turtle. Like people are like, oh yeah, the Speedmaster is my grail, the Black Bay is my grail, and whatever, and then they get it within 2 or 3 years. It's not a grail.
You could just buy your grail.
It's not a grail.
That's why I'm like, I really love to have. It's like, but you know which one? Like a handmade one. Okay, that's a grail. That's a watch.
That's a real grail because it's like $500,000. You know what I mean? You have to be a little cuckoo to get one of those.
Yeah.
Or outrageously.
Or should a grail, because grails are attainable. Like you say, you'll never get a Kari. You're looking at that now, but you could, in 5-10 years, maybe. Who knows? I'm just saying the right investments could be 2 years, and then you can have a Kari
with a lottery win and maybe 1 or 2 more leads.
But then where do you go? Where do you go?
Actually, all I have to do
if you get the grail, then you got to have another grail, right? Or else you're saying, all right, I got my grail, I'm completely content, and I'll never look at another watch or need to own one or buy one.
Too.
I guess it's like
the journey doesn't end once you get the grail.
100%.
You can't see. Here's the thing, right? You can't say you're a collector and then say, "Oh, my collecting journey ends if I get this watch." You know what I mean? You'll always look at other watches, and you know what I mean.
Right.
You get the watch, your collecting ends, but you keep everything in your collection. That's part of the collection.
But
for some,
your
it could
journey
be
doesn't end there, right? You keep looking at watches, collecting, researching, etc. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But also, like a grail could be attaining that
because
grail
we are
brand like an MBNF.
We are not collectors. We are mad people.
Definitely.
We obsess about watches.
Rangers fan says grail should be your last watch you buy. I don't think it has to be the last one. You know what I mean? It could be one that you pick up along the way.
No, the grail is not the last watch you buy. It's the last watch you sell.
Yeah,
that's actually a good way of looking at it. Actually,
so
like that.
I'm going to give you a cynical view. I don't think there's any such thing as a grail watch. I think that's complete bullshit.
Tell us why.
I mean, your love for things, unless you're talking about your children or your immediate family, these are objects. right? These are just objects at the end of the day. And as you grow older, as you mature, as you change jobs, change stages in your life, what you like changes too. And so I don't look at so for that reason, I just don't think there's really any such thing as what you would call a grail watch. Because to me, applying definition of terms for a second here, a grail is that lifelong thing that you've sought after, and that's
Yeah.
I call kind of bullshit on it. I'm sorry, that's just
You know what? Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's not a view I ever thought about, but I
Understandable.
definitely understand where you're coming from.
Mhm.
And the
yeah.
chat does too. The chat does too. Bright Blue Comment says, I agree with Ari Maynard. SLC, Ari hitting the truth. I mean, he's not wrong 100%.
Like
We
don't
got-
get me wrong. If you have those long term watches you want to go for, great. Like for me, I want a Batman, and I would love to get a Batman, but it's not my Grail watch. I would love to get one,
Right.
but it's anyways. It's just more of a specific things with terms.
Yeah.
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 You could say that the Batman then is your grail, so to speak. of
I just won't use the word because I have a
Right.
specific view on what that means. But I
How
would say
about a
that
goal? It's more of a goal for you than it is a grail.
But a goal is reachable. That's the problem. A grail
A
shouldn't
Batman's
be
reachable. No, but a Batman is reachable though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think framing
Yeah,
it
I
as a
wouldn't-
goal rather than a grail is more appropriate, right?
yeah. It's not like I want a Richard
Shit,
Mille
you
or
got me-
something.
Within
like
Within
that.
reason. I mean, within reason. I get what you're saying,
Scrambled.
Marco. I hear what you're thinking,
Yeah.
but within reason, it has to be realistic to your lifestyle and what you're
Right.
doing, right? So
We got Big Sal with the $5 super chat saying, my grail is whichever piece satisfies my thirst and stop desiring the next piece. Like you said, unattainable.
Fair.
True, because it doesn't exist.
It might not exist, right? What if the watch you want doesn't exist yet? Who knows? It's God, you scrambled my brain now. Jesus.
Sorry.
No, that's good. It's actually good. that
You
is
know,
good.
a good grail for me would also be like me launching my own brand and making my own tourbillon. That would be my grail. But
That's a grail, right?
Right. So
That would be
your friend,
incredible.
your friend Mike hits it on the head there. He's the third latest comment.
Yes. So what Ari's trying to say, his grail is Scarlett Johansson. You know what? She's many people's grail. I wouldn't blame
I
Ari.
mean,
I would not blame Ari.
That's a that's a very apt definition there.
All right. So Bright Blue comment says, but isn't it possible for your very favorite watch to be 5,000? Yes.
Absolutely.
Definitely. 100%.
Well,
Yeah.
People could love a Tudor Black Bay. Say, listen, this is as much as I'm comfortable spending on a watch, right? You know what I mean? Like,
I'll
that's
put
it.
money on it. You buy somebody a PRX, and they be like, "Holy crap, this is the bee's knees," and they're done
Right.
easily.
Yeah, it's been definitely perspective comes into play, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's because we're exposed to, I guess, crazy collections or outrageous things that, to a certain extent, the definition of grail kind of gets pushed
Yeah.
further and further.
I think you guys are both right because I remember going through the same thing when I got my Grail motorcycle. I got that super bike that I always wanted, the Aprilia RSV4 1000, and then after I got it, something else better and bigger came by, and I'm like, shit. I kind of want that now more. So yeah, it's tough actually. It is.
So this comment, Bright Blue comment says, implicit is that my favorite watch should be the one that is out for reach for me right now. You know what it reminds me of, right? So Tom Brady, the quarterback of the Buccaneers, or the former quarterback of the Buccaneers and Patriots, he has a saying that his favorite ring is the next one. It's like your favorite watch is the next one, the next watch. That's kind of like the idea, right? So there's no real grails because you're just always seeking the next purchase, the next purchase. Even if you were to get the so-called grail, you always look to the next one. What's
Exactly.
next?
Yeah, but pull up Turtle Knight though, or Maynard's
Here we
is
go.
good too.
A grail is ultimately personal, and so grails can exist if people wish to have them. Grails not existing isn't a truth; it's a personal. Yeah, for sure. There's definitely personal perspective.
Yeah, and I was giving my perspective.
Yeah,
I mean, you
that's
can have a
like-
grail. Yeah,
Yeah, that's like that kid in the Matrix that is teaching Neo with the spoon,
yeah.
and it's like, how do you bend the spoon? And they're like, there is no spoon.
Yes. Personal perspective.
There is
Right.
no spoon. So yeah, it's personal perspective. There is no grail, or there's a grail that's this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
But you can seriously sell, like, let's say you stop collecting, you sell every watch you have and keep the one you like the most. You know,
Right. That's the grail.
means-
Actually, Swiss, I think, hit
that-
the nail
that
on the head.
means
It'd
the
be the
most.
last watch you sell. I think
Right.
you actually,
Right.
that's a
That's
perfect
right.
way to describe it.
Yeah, but then
Yep.
then all of a sudden your interest stops in anything else that kind of speaks to you in the same way. I mean, I
But
think
see,
I
what's
think
fucked up is-
it's an evolution in you living with watches, right?
So here's what's a fucked up thing, right? So let's say I were to get a car, right? The last watch I would sell would be this one right here, the Bruce Wayne, right? But so then that definition doesn't really hold because this is, I mean, like it's the story behind it, how I got it, the whole shebang,
Right.
and it's my favorite. You know what I mean? I think it's the perfect watch, one and done. If you only had to do it, it doesn't exist. That's not a collection. But if I had to, that's the one, right? So then the car isn't really a grail. The GMT is technically the no. This logic doesn't hold anymore. This logic doesn't hold. Crazy speed. Yes. Oh, I mean, $100 gets you what? A Daniel Wellington, a movement. I mean, I don't know. Like you can't get something for inexpensive and expect to get something of high quality, right? There's like a triangle, right? There's cheap at the top, then it's like fast, and then high quality, or cheap, fast, high quality, right? You can get fast and high quality, but it won't be cheap. You can get cheap and fast, but it won't be high quality. That's kind of the idea, right? Like you will need to spend money to get something that lasts, and that's ultimately worth getting. Big Sal says, I think all these opinions are valid, and Swiss nailed it on the head. As watch collectors, we are not right. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The purple pill. Okay, Bezos with the $2 says, lunatic fringe, I know you're out there. Yeah, it's all about the next watch, Bezos. That's what it is. My favorite watch, the next watch. I like that. I'm stealing that saying. All right, Cap, what do we think? What is the grail for the captain, the one and only?
Well,
Are you wearing it? Are you wearing the grail?
First, there is no grail, and
Okay.
second, so no.
Why
in
is
terms
there
of,
no
in
grail?
terms of the ultimate, like what I would maybe look for at the end of the rainbow. So yeah, I have this. I think the open work double balance in the steel, or in rose gold, or do they make one in yellow gold, Swiss?
Yeah.
They do?
They have pretty much
From-
every combination possible.
So if you want to go ultimate grail, it would probably be in the yellow gold.
Even with the rainbow bezel,
That would be one. Because I don't really have like something that I'm like, yearning to achieve. Like, which one would I really love to have? I guess that one would be one, and then the Aquanaut travel time with the blue dial, which is, I think is that the platinum one? I don't know if that's platinum or white gold.
Yeah, it's
the one
actually
that's
white
like,
gold. It's
yeah.
white gold. Yeah.
Yeah,
They've
that
never
one
done
I
a
love.
platinum Nautilus or Aquanaut, actually.
So then, yeah.
Or actually, they have done a platinum Nautilus, haven't they?
Pull up, yeah,
Anniversary?
that
Yeah,
one's a
yeah.
beautiful
Yeah.
piece.
Platinum
sorry.
Nautilus, yes.
I don't think they did a
50th
platinum Aquanaut, though. They never did
The
platinum
Aquanaut. Yeah. So the travel time with the blue dial white gold. I don't know the references. 5164 maybe.
I'll pull it up. We got the real Nivel with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Just want to say Marco is a beast and legend. Takes time to thoughtfully respond to emails and just talk watches, even though he doesn't have to. Yeah, man, it's always a pleasure. I appreciate the super chat. But yeah, I'm always happy if you want to reach out. Instagram, WhatsApp, email. Listen, email is like the hardest. I check my email, one time a day at most. If I'm lucky, I'm kind of lazy. But WhatsApp and Instagram, shoot me a text or DM, and I'm always happy to respond. I really appreciate it. By the way, can I pull up the collection that we're talking about? I'd love to get the panel's thoughts on the
for
collection we're discussing.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll let me. I actually I did do a review for him, so I think it should be okay. Let me know in the chat. I would emails. Nice. Thank you. Yes. Emails. Great. That's a good one. That is a good one. Here we go. Okay, sweet. All good. Yeah. This is the collection we're discussing. I think this is a gorgeous collection to be. I mean, it's pretty crazy. What are we looking at? We got a JLC.
Oh my god, I love the
Ultra thin
JLC. Fuck me.
Sea Dweller 4000. The Bruce Wayne.
Wow.
This
Look at
is
that.
Speedy. I believe that's a 3861.
Look at the Cartier.
PAM 111. The Explorer 2 Polar. The IWC. And then the car. I think this is a really nice, well balanced, beautiful collection, honestly. This is, I mean, I did a review for him. I think this is much better than the review I did. He doesn't even need my help. Jesus, this is super.
Dude, the
is
JLC
super
is
collection.
so nice.
You
That is
got
a very nice
dress,
JLC.
multiple divers,
Polar,
multiple,
the
kind of
IWC, everything.
everyday wearers,
Yeah.
multiple GMTs, chronograph. You hit basically everything. I think this is super, man.
I'm just not
Thank
a fan
you.
of Panerai. That's my own personal perspective. That's
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You need a shitter in your collection, right? No.
no, but
hey,
listen, I actually like that Cartier quite a bit, and I'm not a fan of Cartiers. But black,
I have an idea.
quite well.
A Breitling, yes.
Yeah,
That's
there
a
you
great
go.
idea.
The Breitling.
Thank you again for the $20 super chat. That's very generous. We really appreciate it. We
That was
got
a
Lone Star
well
Watch
done.
Collector. Did I miss anything in saying, "Oh God, the Jesus is still awake"?
Still,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. We got Logan Hall in the chat. Hello, Logan.
Hey,
Hope you're
Logan.
doing well. And the IWC blue is amazing. I considered getting a Mark 18, to be honest with you, just as like a, like a dressier piece, maybe in the collection if I sell the PAM. But we're looking at that Glashuta, and to be honest with you, I
Yes,
think I
keep
much
looking.
prefer.
I
think I
think
much
Lone Star
prefer
would
the
actually like this one. That
Plus it-
there you go.
It's got the amazing caliber, the caliber 36 100-hour power reserve. I mean, this is amazing. Big Sal says that's an awesome. Yeah, I mean, when he sent me this, I was like, whoa, that's really nice. The one thing maybe I'd consider is, I don't know, like maybe the PAM I would consider selling just because it's a little conflicting with the Cartier. But even at the same time, I still do like the PAM, to be honest with you. But yeah, this is gorgeous.
Smart ass super chat.
Logan Hall, an excellent collection. Yep. We got Lone Star Watch Collector with the $2 saying no PRX equals enthusiast. Yes, you need to get a PR. Every man needs a PRX, right? Every man needs a
Exactly.
PRX. Now, what about G-Shocks? Do you need a G-Shock to be a collector? I don't think
Yes.
so, right?
No.
I don't like G-Shocks. I can't
No.
get on board with G-Shocks. I can't do it. Any quartz watch is like
G-Shock?
sacrilege.
Casio?
I have
It's like
one.
it's
if you
like
don't need
sacrilege.
it.
I've worn it one time for 30 seconds just to show it to the stream, and then I took it off and put back on the perspective.
Yeah, but if you have something like the Cyber Armor, which is
I think
like
I have it
really
right
nice,
here. It is.
like that would be a nice collector's watch.
I have worn this watch one time. That's it. It's mint.
Can you just put it on so you can say I've worn it 2 times?
You know what? I might give this away to the channel, the viewers of the channel. What do you think? Why not? If I don't wear it, might as well. Sure. Let me know in the chat. Should I give it away? What do we think? The strap is also outrageously big, so that's why I don't like wearing it. It like hangs off like the NATO strap. Hold on. Here we go. Not my thing. I don't know. Just for me. Alrighty, wings. The Grail watch. What is the Grail watch?
The MBNF LN Perpetual.
Fuck.
I know it's something that if I spend my whole life chasing, it would be well worth it in my opinion. But yeah,
So, Cap, did you get to see the LM Perpetual in person? I think you did, right? If
Yes.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think
you
I
did
had
see
that
this
on-
in
I
person,
think
right?
I had that on wrist.
Actually, let's pull it up. I'll pull it up on Instagram.
Not in green though. Mine I think was it green?
Captain
Check.
Subby.
Did yours had the leather strap or rubber
Oh, yeah.
strap?
Let's have a shameless plug.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Plug
pulling
Yeah.
it up. Hold on 1 second.
That's what we're here for.
movement incredible.
Let's get those.
finishing.
Let's get those numbers up.
Actually, I do like this one better. The one that you. This is the PR. This is the PRX. Geez,
Those
the
are rookie
Timepiece
numbers.
Gentleman Special.
Oh yes,
Ooh,
This is the
man.
same configuration.
Bam.
You can see
yeah,
that.
it's with the rose gold.
Look at that! Look at that roll! Holy
Yeah,
shit! This
that's
is my
beautiful.
grail. My grail.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Captain giving us the exclusive footage. I think this is probably my
And look at
favorite
that description too. Look at how well thought out that was.
Yeah.
I gave the viewers Legacy
with
Machine
mechanical
Professional.
processor architecture. You definitely Googled that one, and flying balance wheel.
I got that. I read the MBNF website to get that. The
Right, so you
mechanical
Googled it, is what you're saying?
No, I read the research.
It's
Do
beautiful.
you make things up in your head? Oh, that's a mechanical processor architecture? No, that's what they how they describe it.
Right.
You grabbed the shot of
Architecture.
the movement.
Can I
of the
run
roof,
Excel on it? Is that what you're saying?
I have no idea.
right? Did you grab a picture of the movement at the back, Cap?
I don't remember.
Oh,
No, he didn't.
Probably
unfortunately.
not. There were so
Oh.
many. It was like, there's the handmade one.
Oh, look at that. Oh
This
my
is
god.
Cap's grail, right? This is your grail.
Shit.
wow, Cap, you really know how to
It's a
pick.
big, thick watch, though. It's not small. It's
Yeah,
not for the
but I
fun
mean,
of
at
it.
that point, you really
God.
want to show it off, though, right?
It's big. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a chunky girl.
I don't love this
Ari
crap.
says
But
come a long way.
I don't
as
love the
as you would
trap.
say, great philosopher, Mr. Wonderful.
Oh, yeah,
You're making
you,
a statement.
You remember the context from that comment, huh? You've come a long way in a short time from the Instagram. Yeah.
So you go from those to Marco's favorite quartz watches.
Sorry, Cap.
I mean,
This is
what's
one-
what's
you got
this,
this
Captain?
for me.
Did you
Yeah, that's
become a Casio retailer? What's that?
We got Lone Star Watch Collector with the $2. If Casio is God tier,
Nico,
PRX
this is
is
Nico
Titan
Leonard.
tier. I don't know.
Oh,
I can't get on
Titan.
board with God tier
Titan
Casio.
tier.
This one I got from Amazon special. The SW, what do they call this one?
Mick Lovin with the $2 saying, "Does Captain sleep with that hat?" I think at this point he must, right? He sleeps with the Breitling and the hat. He showers with both of them.
That would be awkward, but yeah.
I have too many of these though, as Marco said. I gotta, these have to go.
Why do they have to go?
They're nice Christmas
Look at
gifts.
Cap
Cap.
putting. Come on, Cap. You can't say this is good. Lone Star Watch Collector. You put that on your wrist. You immediately lease a Lamborghini.
They also have the LM Perpetual Evo, which is the new rendition, but I think this one's
Those on rubber, right?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
And
And
actually-
actually, Swiss
I
actually
really
saw
like
it in
the-
person. And you-
They're actually easier also to what's it called, like flick the.
Yeah.
So a little
Look
bit
at
about
that.
this one. What's awesome is it actually is a foolproof perpetual calendar mechanism. So you,
I love
when
it.
you're in the danger zone, you actually can't touch or move anything on the calendar, so you can't, hurt the operations of the watch. And the watchmaker who made this, I believe, it's Stephen McDonald is his name, who
Yes.
worked with MBNF. And
He
So
was
the
an
way it
Oxford graduate
operates-
or something. Yeah.
sorry, say that again.
He actually was an Oxford professor, and not even a watchmaker.
I didn't know
that
this.
came up with this movement.
Yeah, so it
actually
runs
saved the
on.
brand.
So it runs on 28 days, if I'm not mistaken, right? The calendar.
Yeah,
And then it auto corrects if it's 30, 31, or 30 or 31. I don't know how, but somehow mechanically, which is just, it was the first time in a perpetual that's ever been done, which is, just crazy. I love this one. This is just
I
beautiful.
can only imagine how comfortable that rubber feels on the wrist.
So what's his name? Max Buser actually said he beat this watch to hell, and it still held up.
Oh,
So this was going to something that Marco we touched on the other day, and Swiss and I were, I guess, doing a little research on it with moon phases and perpetual calendars.
Yeah, this doesn't have a
So
moon
this
phase.
does not have a moon phase.
Right.
Mm.
Interesting.
I think if it did, it would kind
It
of
would-
make
it
would
doesn't make
throw it
sense.
all off.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
We got Big Sal with the $10. My final comment on grails. I think most collectors long for what they perceive is the perfect collection, and the grail piece argument is flawed. You're easily persuaded to keep changing grails. But not just that. We also are easily persuaded to keep changing collections over time. You know what I mean? Not just from peer pressure, but new watches come out every year. They blow your socks
Yeah.
off. That you think that they're amazing.
Yeah.
And then you think you can't live without it, and just replace it. Like when I bought, the PAM, I loved it and wore it to death, like basically 2 years straight, right? Totally killed the pizza slice, whatever. And now I look at it, I'm like, do I really want this? Do I want to
Yeah.
keep it? That's the thing. Like sometimes you buy a piece, you think, I'm going to keep this forever. And it's not the case, right? But yeah.
Yeah, and Big Sal raises a good point also about the perfect collection. you know, or the best
It's
collection.
impossible.
Yeah, that always is pissed me off.
I think you could build a collection of meaningful watches that like are, you know, significant, important, that have meaning to you. You know what I mean? But I don't think there's such a thing as a perfect collection. And yeah, I think the Grail argument is definitely flawed for sure. For sure.
Mhm.
Lone Star is all over the place. I don't think I have a Grail anymore. Go ahead, Ari.
No, I was just going to talk about, you know, going after that perfect collection. It's sort of like, you know, you're maintaining your garden, or you're doing like origami, or you know, you're doing you know, one of those things where it's very delicate and very intricate, and where there's a lot of balance there. It's you're always going to want to tinker. You're always going to want, you know,
Right.
you're always going to, you know, you're never going to hit perfection. Though I liked, and I forget who it was that said it. You know, meaningful pieces, and I forget which one of you said that. You know, you have a collection of meaningful pieces.
I just said that. Actually.
Did you say that?
I just said that.
The anchor pieces. That
The
was
anchor
I-
pieces.
yeah,
Todd
I-
said,
Levin.
Todd
I wasn't
said
sure-
it great, right? The anchor
Todd
pieces.
Levin
Yeah,
said
I wasn't sure who
the
said
anchor
who said that. I knew someone just said it here. I just didn't remember who. But yeah, I think that's a very apt term to use. It's that I have these anchor pieces and they're great, or the, you know, those good pieces. That's
Right.
the
But
way I would
also-
look at it.
But I also, just to build on what you're saying, I think the brand also should represent you as the collector, and you and your experiences throughout life, right? So where MBNF 100% is for me more exciting than Rolex, Vacheron, AP, whatever you want. I will disregard if there's an MBNF in front of me. It's just a simple fact, and that's just
There are those pieces that you think, oh my God, like I need this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I could only have one, this is the watch, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's why. So, for example, right? If anybody's watched your channel before, you've heard like I think every collection or perfect collection could be just 4 watches, right? You have your diver, chronograph, GMT, and your what's it called? Your dress watch, right? The reason is to define it by function is because you get. Todd kind of put it succinctly, which is the anchor pieces, right? Obviously, it depends, you know, what you do on a day-to-day, right? I wouldn't recommend having both a diver and GMT if you're wearing a suit for work every day. You know, you could pick one or the other and have 2 dress watches instead, or just ditch the chronograph altogether for another dress watch and have diver and GMT. So I think like it definitely just it really. Yeah, Maynard just put it perfectly. It's about the journey. The journey. I'm in it for the journey. The journey.
You know, he's very right.
It is the journey. Yeah, it's the journey.
Maynard is very
Appreciate
right.
more.
This is like you know, when you're playing a video game, or if there's something where you need to level up a character over a long period of time. If you got a buddy that just carries you through the game, it's really not as fun, though it's cool, right? It's about the journey and building yourself up.
We got McLovin with the $7 super chat saying, "I thought Ari had a cancerous mole on his forehead, but it was a piece of chocolate."
There's a lot of forehead. I know.
It was a beauty mark. It was a beauty mark, McLovin. It's a beauty mark. Don't point it out. So Ari, given the fact that you totally believe in grails, we have a Gentleman's Hangout podcast with a $2 super chat saying, "Being Jewish, does the term grail watch offend Ari?"
No, very little offends me. I know he's probably joking, but no, it doesn't offend me. It doesn't offend me. I mean, you know, there's the whole thing about you know, not idolizing anything, you know, and so that comes into play a little bit, but I that's not the lens I put on it. It's more
true.
just
You're actually not. Even the Christians are technically not supposed to do that either.
well, yeah,
It's not
yeah,
exclusive.
yeah. But I mean, yeah. So it's really more just I just don't believe in the concept. That's all.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So since you don't believe in the concept, Ari, what's your grail watch? Just kidding.
So I'll tell you
We should start playing Holy Grail by Jay-Z. Timberlake. That's a great song. by the way.
that is a great song.
That's
So
a
the watch
very
that I
good
do,
song.
you know, I admit the Batman I really want. A Cartier, you know, Cartier Santos, nothing fancy, is another watch I really want. But I mean, that's as far as I'll go. I'm not going to say they're grails. They're watches that I
Not
genuinely
even the
want.
Patek 525. What is it? The 5227R.
5227R. I definitely want that as well.
Okay.
Though that is again that's another layer of expensive above those other 2 watches.
Right.
You know,
They're like
so,
it's like both
Let's
those
pull it
watches
up.
combined and then some.
yes. Yeah.
Let's pull up Ari's non-Grail but expensive watch.
Here we go.
Yeah, I really like
the
this.
5227. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like
this
this.
is-
This is super nice. This is super
You know
nice.
what I appreciate about Ari? Ari, you have such like classy taste. It's such classy such a classy watch.
He
This
is
is like
one of
quintessential.
us.
Yeah, it's a quintessential pattern.
Wait a
to
minute.
me.
Isn't this the watch that Alex Watchholic had?
Yeah,
And
It,
Yeah,
it
you
is.
had
It's
it.
exactly
He
this
sold
one.
it.
and then
Did he sell
flipped
it already? I didn't know.
Yeah, it's gone a long time
That's
ago.
out. That's a lot.
He's
Yeah,
crazy with his collection. The guy's like, every other message from Alex in WhatsApp is, "Should I buy this, guys?" And I'm just like,
Yeah. Right.
But
Enjoy
so that-
enjoy the pieces. Like
It's
if you-
about the journey. Maynard just hit on it. It's the journey.
Yeah,
right? It's like
he's-
he wants to
he's
be done
right.
collecting in the next
Yeah.
6 months.
I would
Hey, his
enjoy
journey
it.
has more stops than most.
This
Yeah.
piece is you can keep this and you can keep this is in a collection forever. Like you buy this piece, you're done. Like or Swiss's Vacheron. You know, it's traditional. For a dress piece, why would you need to sell it?
agreed.
I mean, if you want to use the
No,
funds
I mean,
to
he
get
can
something else, right?
of course.
I think he
No,
funded
he
his
can do
VC.
whatever he wants, but
Right.
I'm just saying for me, like I almost got this piece. I was, really really interested. I think it looks great.
It's just, yeah, it's again, this is a price level above both the Santos and the
Yeah.
and the
Right.
Batman. Actually, it's probably you add up the Santos and the Batman, you probably get close to this.
Yeah, no, actually, it'd be more expensive than both of them combined. Definitely.
How much is this now? How much is
Let's see,
35?
It's discontinued now.
30
so
or 35?
Pull up Lone Star's comment about
very quickly. Hold on, we do have some super chats.
Oh,
to get you.
yeah, 34.
Wow,
39.
Tiffany stamp 55,000. It's like 25,000.
this? This is
premium.
US, so 34K. You're right. I was doing Canadian dollar.
No, this is all.
Batman.
US.
This is all US. Okay.
Yeah,
I think these are the inflated Chrono 24 pricing.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. We got Horology 519 with a $7 super chat saying, "What percentage of your net worth should be tied up with watches, in your opinion?" That's a tough one. I think no more than 5%. More than 5% is that's a lot.
10%.
Maybe 10% at most.
10% maximum. It's not a hard and fast rule. This is just my opinion, and Marco has his.
Yeah.
But I would say between 5 and 10. Yep.
Unless
Now
what you
here.
are sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, unless with this crazy market, like watches, I don't know what watches are right now. We need more time for this. You know what I mean? Like,
50%,
years.
90%.
Yeah, forget these guys. Forget these guys.
we're getting blown out.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at this. You
Some
get
people, some people I know bought a Richard Mille as their IRA, and they're like, I just want to like put all my IRA money and buy one Richard Mille.
Oh,
we got Mr. GMT in the chat with the $1 super chat. Thank
JJ
you
wants a
very
link.
much.
JJ wants the link.
Yeah, I just posted it.
Good.
Right. Big Sal says I
he's
agree
got a
with
big
Cap. No
announcement.
more than 99%.
Big Sal, for you, I'll go up to 20%, but that's it. Then then you gotta stop.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think
trying to be
it
fiscally
depends as
responsible.
well. It
Fiscally
does depend, like your level of comfort, because
Yeah.
okay, what's your net worth? Let's say you're in your 40s, 45, you have a paid off house, you know what I mean? You have, money in the bank, investments, whatever. You're somewhat comfortable. You can put maybe 25% of your net worth into watches, right? Because you're at a point where you've reached, somewhat financial independence, and you're just and there is residual value in watches. And we got the one and only JJ LeCoux. How's it going, man?
Hello, everyone. How are you?
What's
Hey,
up?
man.
Hey, man.
Hey,
So
man.
you got your FP Jorn today?
Yeah, I got 3.
You got 3. Very nice.
Yeah.
So just so you know, I actually believed
I'll
you.
take one.
Yeah, same.
I actually
Did
believed
you
you.
also believe that I got the sanitation route in Miami?
That I thought it was
that
a joke.
I knew it was a
completely.
joke. That I knew
Yeah,
it was a
right.
joke. Yes. I knew you didn't get that. But I'm
That's
sure you
why I
helped
threw that in
organize
there.
the. I'm sure you helped organize the boutiques of recycling and
No, he
garbage.
catered the event, right?
Yeah, you catered the
He
event.
he delivered all the pizzas to the event.
Yeah, exactly.
I made sure they had the broken window policy. Only $200 a month, Every
Yeah.
store pays per window.
Nice.
And hello to Lone Star Watch Collector.
JJ, you gotta stop selling Coke on those routes.
Jesus. So
So
JJ, let me ask
I
you.
want to touch base on this question. That's why I
Yes.
came on real quick. I just actually left the place a little while ago. I cut out a little early. I had enough socializing for one day. Now, how do you calculate this? Because, I would say you have to calculate it by how much you put in, physically put in, not how much things shot up and are worth now. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. So you're
Like-
saying it depends on
Your
it's on
investment.
how much
Like-
capital you spent, not how much
Yeah,
capital
yeah,
it's
yeah.
worth. Right.
Right.
that
Like I
makes
paid
sense.
30,000 for
Mhm.
my gold Daytona. I don't count it as 80,000 because conceptually I might be able to sell it for that much. You know what I mean?
Right.
Unless you sell it, you don't have it.
I don't know,
The sale is
JJ.
not a sale until it's in your pocket. So make believe money doesn't count. The only thing that was real money is what you actually put in. So that's why
Yeah, but
I
you're
said-
counting. Aren't you counting the fake money as part of the percentage?
No,
Like,
I
are you
wouldn't
looking
be
at the
because-
value now, or you're looking at? So you're looking at how much you put in versus
I'm
total.
looking at it as only
Because it's only
what I
worth
put in, because
80,000
that's
if you
only
sell
real
it.
money.
Right.
You know,
It's only worth
if you're not
80,000
selling
if you
it,
sell
who's
it.
to say that it's really worth that? So the only real number is what you put in. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Until you actually sell.
Right.
Because what about if you hold it for another 2 years and everything's half price? You know?
Well,
I
yeah,
found
that's
out
why.
My, sorry, I found
I
out
was
my
gonna
house
say.
is worth. It's like owning a house, right? Like if you have my house is worth 3 times as much as what I bought it for, and it's like that really sounds like a lot of money, and that sounds cool until you realize it's nothing, right? That's nothing unless I sell it. Now, at least with watches, you don't have to live in them.
Yeah.
But
I mean, with your
that's
house,
what I'm
though,
saying.
to
It's
be
like-
fair, to be fair, you're with your house. You have some security there, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
putting aside the 2008 nuke, and which I understand can happen, but I mean, your house is much more secure, I would say, than most, not all, most watches.
I think if you
agree.
really go down to it, outside of Rolex Patek and 1 or 2 other actual watches, like if you have to ask the question, if you're new to watches and you're like, hey, I want to buy my first watch, what percentage of my net worth should my watch collection be worth? You're too late to the game, right? Like that game is over for the most part. Like you can get into Rolex Patek, things like that, but like they're so hard to get and they're already at such crazy prices. You already kind of lost the game, right? Like in my opinion,
Yeah.
like I don't know that they can get that much higher.
So just very quickly, we got Toyota Mo with a $5 super chat saying, "Is JJ changing his name to FPJ?" No, it's got to be FPJJ. Yeah,
No,
FPJJ.
no,
right.
No, I thought it was. Oh, okay. I thought it was FP Giorno.
I like that one.
That's not a
The
bad
delivery.
one.
FP Giorno.
Yeah, Mossy hit
You
the
know-
nail on the head, right? Unrealized gains, just like unsold stocks. Exactly.
Yeah, well, in a portfolio, you rebalance. When things get out of balance, you sell stocks or bonds or whatnot to balance your portfolio, right? They're always rebalancing.
Right.
Right, but that's
But
kind of my
you don't
point. Like,
rebalance
this is a
stock
hobby.
colle-
You
a
know, you
watch
don't
collection.
rebalance your
Right.
hobby.
Yeah, you don't.
Look at this.
No.
Mo
Well,
with the
you
$2.
could if things get out of control. You could start saying, "Holy crap, I got to sell some pieces."
And I think that's why Rolex kind of sticks out on its own, because some of the Rolex does happen to be one of the less expensive brands that goes up in value, so you can have a few of those. The problem with having one Vacheron or one Patek is to get the money out of it, you lose the entire watch, right? So your rebalancing point, like if you have 3 Rolexes and you need money, you have 3 Rolexes or 1 Patek, and it's like, well, if I have 3 Rolexes and then I need some cash and I want to get it out of my watch collection, I can sell 1 Rolex. But if I have 1 Patek, I'm like, well, then you're just out of watch.
This is where I feel the whole rebalancing like a portfolio is nonsensical, because number one, I buy what I could afford. Obviously, if I'm questioning the purchase, it's probably not a good idea to make the purchase. But like you said, with your house is a good example, right? If your house goes up 3 times the value, do you look and go, too much my percentage of my wealth is in my house. Let me buy a smaller house now that my house has gone up in value. You don't really do that.
Right.
You live in your house.
So the same thing like with your hobby, like if you're comfortable putting in, let's say, $100,000 in watches, like you have enough money, whatever you feel, what it feels is enough money, $2 million, $1 million, you worth 500,000, you want to put 100,000, maybe you don't have any other hobbies or no car or whatever, as long as you can live comfortably and afford it, I think, it needs to make sense to you. I think doing a percentage is kind of off for a hobby. That's kind of something like you want to do on your stock portfolio.
Yeah, because you have to be pretty strict to make the money work. with watches. Like,
Right.
as much as we want to say, oh yeah, I bought this watch and it was worth this when I bought it, the key thing here, and Marco's talked about it multiple times, is that you have to keep them. You can't flip them. Like, if you buy, like, unless you can get retail, which most people can't, if you buy a Rolex and you want to make money on it, you have to sit on it. Because if you buy a Rolex gray market, get bored of it after 3 months and sell it, you lose money. Like, you just do. They don't go that fast unless you hit like a hot model. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no way to plan for that.
Just very quickly, we got Toyota Mo with a $2 super chat saying, I bought a PS5. Do I add that to my net worth? Only baby grand pianos count, Mo. Sorry, man. Only
Also,
the baby.
ladies-
Yeah.
What about ladies' paddocks? What if I have 4
What about-
lady-sized paddocks?
Yeah. Pens.
Yeah, the pens. You got to add the pens too. There we go. Omar says, Marco described me perfectly. Mid-40s, home paid off, no debt, and a fair amount of savings. But I agree with Lone Star. The amount of money in your watch list should be negligible. Yeah, but I mean, like you can still. I think 5% is justifiable because it's not like it's sunk money, right?
No.
Okay, sure, but maybe the market will change, but there's still residual value, even if your collection drops, 50% in value, day after tomorrow. You'll still be able to recover, 2.5% of your net worth. Does that make
Well,
sense?
remember, the key word is should, right? Like, you should only need one watch, and you should really only need one watch under
that's
$1,000.
boring.
But of
That's
course,
boring.
of course, that's not a collection. But to JJ's point, I mean, to me, it's like, if you get too tied up in the net worth discussion, ultimately it's a matter of whether or not you're justifying a purchase, right? Like, I don't know. I know we love watches as an investment. That's an interesting discussion. But, like, for the most part, these are purchases unless you sell them again. So,
Right. But let me just ask you a hypothetical now, because you set it up kind of perfectly to my point. Let's say you buy 2 watches, right?
Mhm.
At different points in time, you spent whatever, $20,000 on one and $30,000 on the other. You could afford it. You had the extra play money. That was your hobby. You decided to spend it on, right? Now you turn around 2 years later, and they're worth 50 and 80. Do you say, "Oh man, I have too much money in watches," and now you sell something you enjoy just because it's bloated compared to what your net worth is? Like, to me, it doesn't make sense to do that because you didn't put in that, all that money. You put in 50. You didn't put in 130. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I get that. It's an interesting question because, like, if I were in a situation like that and I had a car payment, I would strongly consider selling one of them. Right. Like, I just don't. That's just like a personal choice of mine.
Yeah.
Is like, if I were in a certain situation, I would sell one. But I think I get your point.
No, fair enough. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like there is no real right answer. It's like some people are in the camp, like you said, like they don't feel comfortable with it when they still have a car note. Some people say, well, I had enough to pay for it. Whatever it's worth now, it doesn't really matter because I want to keep them forever. So it doesn't really matter. All that matters is what I paid.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any real right answer.
Yeah, there's definitely no right answer. There's definitely no right answer.
Let's say you about a year ago, was it the that the rose gold Nautilus was 100,000 and now it's 300? Or
you can this is
let's
like
just
throwing
assume-
darts at a dartboard.
No.
You know what I mean?
So,
And
no, let's assume
It's like it went in the lottery.
But let's assume you did, and now you're sitting on a $300,000 theoretically piece that you could sell for 300. That was 100. Now you're talking about substantial money that you didn't buy the watch thinking this watch is gonna appreciate by 200,000, but it did.
Yeah,
So do you like, oh, I'm lucky, I'll just keep it because I love the watch, or do you say, you know what, things are getting maybe bubblicious? It's a financial thing now. It's like a financial decision that, you know what I'm saying? So,
I don't think.
I'll buy a condo or something.
It's $200,000, right? Like, to me, I don't know. Maybe that's just my state in life. I'm in my mid-30s. Like, $200,000. If I made $200,000 a lot, I would almost 100% sell it. Right? I can't. The thing too,
you'd never believe that would happen, right? You didn't buy the watch thinking that this piece is going to go up that much.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, it's just like, how much do you love it? And the thing is, like, it's not only that, it's like, how much do you love it over a replacement, right? That's to me, it's just most of the watches I love are under $50,000. Right. So maybe that's why it doesn't apply to me. But it's a great theoretical. I love those types of discussions.
All right, so real quick, I want to get this because I think it is cool. So Horology 519 says the reason I asked, based on some collection I see nowadays, it seems tons of people are allocating a lot of money to watches compared to what we see 5 to 8 years ago. So I think it's definitely true because of the current market, right? We just touched on this, right? Watches are viewed nowadays as, an investment, as a kind of, I guess, a better asset than, holding physical cash. Some people don't like investing, I guess, in the stock market, so they prefer put it in, in physical goods, right, if you will. So they buy watches instead. But that doesn't mean that they won't get burnt. You know what happens if the market sinks tomorrow, right? All those guys who are investing in watches definitely can lose money, right? Because at that point it becomes like essentially a stock portfolio of watches.
Yeah.
Well, and some of those like RMs, I mean, they're starting to take a bath, right? Like
Yeah, they are. They are.
They're taking a bath.
Look at the Tiffany OP. They're trading at what, 25,000, right? So it's like, I mean, they're like dealer to dealer. I'm talking 25, maybe 28 if you're lucky. I mean, they were trading around 30, 40,000 not that long ago, right? So like that's the thing, right? Yeah, you're definitely seeing some models starting to soften. The hype.
See, like if it were somebody like Marco's age, I would say like almost none, right? Like you almost like you have that special piece, Marco, and like you are really passionate about watches. So I'm not going to tell you not to buy watches, but like somebody in your stature, I would say almost none. I do know, like
like a PRX and be done with it for now. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
so don't buy a VC. Is that what you're telling me? Don't buy a VC.
Well, but that's different. But like to JJ's point, if it's your passion, that's like a totally different.
It's my passion.
But like, and then like a financial person, when you get into your 30s and you have some serious money, then they're kind of like, okay, that's when you start to say like, and it's like a thing I never thought I'd have a discussion about, just from my upbringing of like a son of immigrants, where it's like, like they're like, oh, you might be interested in art, so you should probably allot 5% of your net worth to potentially things that like art collecting, and it's like, I mentioned to my financial guy, it's like, I want to buy this watch. I want to buy.
He looked at you sideways, like, "What are we talking?"
No, he's like, actually, that's really cool, but that's what we were talking about, right? He's like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's why we have that 5% aside, like, and especially I don't have children, so like at that point, it's like I would say the percentage probably doubles if you don't have children.
Like my money goes into a stock portfolio for retirement, goes into kids' college fund, a little bit aside for cars and emergency shit. And that's it.
And then the kids eat the rest.
Pretty much.
Right.
And then the tube amplifier fund.
Yeah, that's
30 cents
I got my own vices. So
that's right. No, that's so great. I think that's so cool already.
So SLC asks, is cash better in watches or a savings account in today's market? I think it depends the watch. You know what I mean?
And how much risk tolerance you have too.
Oh, yes, that's true.
What's your risk tolerance as well? You got to look at it from like a stock market. Drop. Yeah, exactly.
I don't keep anything in savings, to be honest.
Here we go.
I put something in I put everything in the market.
Mossy says you only sell them if they're not your grills. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you as well. I'm not very cash heavy. I'd rather just might as well invest it.
Cash is trash, man.
Yeah, it's king only to buy. It's king only to buy.
No, if you go out with friends to Gino's East, and then it's cash is king. But other than that.
If you're fortunate enough to get like an Aquanaut at retail, then it's better than a savings account, I would say.
Mo says OP41 Tiffany is selling for $25K. I don't think the market is softening. And then he follows up saying cheapest on Chrono is $30,000.
People are stupid.
But we're talking dealer to dealer, right? Which is to me like a good indicator of where that market is at, based on what dealers are trading it at, right? The truth is people just aren't buying into the huge price that they were selling.
Yeah, and like Mo made a killing on it, but it doesn't really matter if he didn't sell it, right?
Right.
So
exactly. For him, it's a $5,000 watch unless he sells it. Correct, right?
He's a good person. He deserves it.
Here, Logan Hall. I just want to buy watches.
I just want to talk edibles.
Yeah. Omar with a $5 super chat. Thank you, man. He's saying if you're up 25,000 on a watch you buy, then 6 months later you're up. You're only up 10,000. Are you thinking of selling it, or it doesn't matter to you?
I've never been in that situation.
It depends on the watch. You know what I mean? Like now that I'm thinking of the PAM, if I start losing money on it, that would kind of hurt. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
gotta
oh
lose that,
shit.
Marco. That's not gonna go higher. Like
Yeah,
I
I
think
know.
we're at well, it's like PAM 111 in particular. Wait, you have not the 111. You have the radio mirror, right?
Yeah, I got the 183, which is like the Radimir version of the 111.
Yeah, that's at peak silliness right now.
Definitely.
Like if you try to search a PAM 111, it's like new prices. Like not quite because Panerais are too expensive, but it's like what you'd expect to pay for a new PAM.
Yeah. So it's kind of the way I view this question is kind of the same way I view, like stocks. Like what happens if you have a stock that goes up 25,000 and 6 months later, it goes down and you're only up 10,000. Would you sell that stock? Like that's the way I would view this question, right?
Hindsight's 2020. You always know perfectly what you should have done, right?
Exactly. It's impossible to know, and I think it's when it comes to a watch. That's why it goes back to building a kind of meaningful collection, those anchor pieces. Starting off with what you, I guess, really want, which is hard to say, but I guess it depends. If you like the watch, then no, I don't think you care. But if you do, you don't like the watch, or on the fence, you might want to sell. Yeah, sure, probably. It's probably gonna hurt. You're gonna think of selling it.
That's good.
Mike David, watches are still expensive toys. They can be destroyed, stolen. So true investments like real estate are still a safer option. Sure is a good cause. Good excuse to buy more toys if they retain value, though. Yeah.
Hey,
He's
not
right.
to change the subject, but I got a question. Has anyone seen that the vice prime minister of Ukraine tweeted to Elon Musk
Saying
to help
by
Starlink?
Starlink. Yeah, I saw that.
To broadcast to all the Russian citizens to take a stand to help.
Wait, is this good for Tesla stock? That's all that matters. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I don't know. What is that?
So he asked for help with internet.
Yeah.
He asked for help
With
because internet access was getting cut, and so he said, "Is there any way you can make sure that they have internet access?" And so Elon Musk said, "Yeah, okay. I've just turned on Starlink for all of Ukraine." There's more to it than that, but I mean, like Elon Musk over basically the vice prime minister or whatever of Ukraine went on Twitter to ask Elon Musk, "Yo, can you turn on internet for Ukraine, please?" And Elon Musk said, "Okay." Like it's just kind of
That's wild. Hey,
how much does a wartime cable guy cost?
Right.
Yeah.
He said to address sane Russians to stand, whatever. I guess.
Well, let me. This is very interesting because let's say that it was Putin.
By the way, hold on. Let's not get too deep on this.
You're right. You're right.
I don't want to start talking.
That's potentially
I
dangerous.
just want to talk.
No, I'm just saying.
Watch the stream after all.
It's very powerful.
Ari takes it so well. I fucking love it.
Dude, Ari's the man.
I feel bad I feel like a little guilty every time that we do.
It's really funny. It's funny because I've never said it. I'm attributed to me totally, and so I can lean into it.
You've never said it, but it's like, sometimes
I can lean into it. You can lean into it. It's
Crazy.
fine.
What a great guy.
Yeah.
Ali.
Oh, you do it really well, Swiss. You do it perfect. You almost have that broken Israeli accent. You got it really good there.
Oh my God. Is Israeli wine good?
Oh, it's terrible. I hate Israeli wine. It's fucking vile. I hate it. No, seriously, Israelis can do lots of great things in technology and business and whatnot. They can't fucking do wine. I'm sorry. I don't care. Yeah.
It might be the soil. The soil. It's not optimal.
It's something like that. I mean, I know people that love Israeli wine. I can't stand it. Like I'll drink it. I'll drink it out of respect if I'm at someone's house and they're serving it to me, of course. But I hate it.
They probably use the wrong grapes. They probably try to make the more mainstream grapes when it's more like where Israel is more like Italy, where you have to have a certain type of grape to make it.
There's very specific things agriculturally that Israel does extremely well. For example,
Texas
one thing.
And Italy have the same wine profile, basically.
So I'll give you one thing that Israel does really well in terms of fruit. If you ever find an Israeli mango, which you wouldn't think that grows in Israel,
actually, yes. Even Egyptian oranges, I think they're known for, right?
Yeah. Like
or tangerines or something like that.
There's a specific thing. Yeah. So it's called ha'olam. If you find it in the stores, they're like $4 a piece. They're brutally expensive, but they are the best mangoes you'll ever have in your life. period. But anyways, going way off topic here. I'm sorry.
Right. No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask JJ, man, how was the? Oh, he's gone. I don't know if he's still here, but I wanted to ask, how's the experience at FP Journe, man?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was just a social function, so it was a lot of rich fellas with FP Journes on their wrist, and
That's pretty sweet. Did they make you like wear a piece, or did they give you a piece to wear for the night?
no,
I wore
no.
the big eye.
Yeah, I wore the
You
PRX.
totally do that.
Yeah, you
I
wore
wanted
the
to start
PRX.
them all with the PRX.
More the the $10 Casio. Yeah. No, but
I actually went in with an Apple Watch, just really.
that's a flex. That's a flex to say like I'm just so filthy rich. I don't give a shit. I'll just wear an Apple Watch. Yeah.
There was a guy
Actually,
who came in there with a diamond, like his girl was wearing an Apple Watch. That was pretty interesting.
Wait, what was he wearing? He was wearing a diamond what?
Rolex. It was like an iced out Rolex. I don't
At
know.
an FP Journe event?
Yeah.
And let me guess, it was aftermarket. It wasn't even factory diamonds.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't get to
It's probably a total best down.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll add this. We'll address this second. Just one second. We got Monticello with a $2 super
Oh
chat.
God, of course.
Saying,
Oh my god.
is this Owie? 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 Owie?
Ari, you know
nothing
nothing about Israeli wine.
That's a good dude. You're doing fucking well.
Israeli
I would
wine is
super
fucking
chat
terrible.
$100
Change my
if
mind.
Carmelo-
Change
if
my
Car-
mind. Yeah.
If
sorry.
Carmelo shows up on this stream, I will super chat $100.
It's
Oh,
late.
I would love
so
to have a
bad.
fight with Carmelo about.
It's late for Carmelo, to
yeah,
be honest
yeah,
with
yeah.
you. It's very late for. I mean, here, hold on. I will see if Carmelo is still awake.
Oh god, no crap.
Yeah,
Mark,
it's
it's like
like
$100. I'll wake him up.
I'm gonna give him a call. Wake up, you fuck! No, I'm just kidding. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning for him. So I'll let him sleep. Yeah, Carmelo would be cool. We'll get Carmelo on the stream. Maybe on Sunday Funday. What do you think, JJ?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna.
You're
actually,
doing
you
a
might
Sunday
have-
Funday
you
tomorrow,
might-
right?
I'm gonna try. If not, then I guess you can do a Sunday Funday.
Okay, we'll host a Sunday Funday. Sure. I'll host on your stream though. I have your StreamYard, no?
Sunday Funday under new management.
Yeah, you
I
can
promise
if you
no
want.
baby carrots will appear on the channel.
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, you can do it on your own channel if you want. But yeah,
It's
if
up to you,
want
man.
on
I don't
mine,
mind. I don't mind.
Sure. Why not?
So JJ, I gotta ask because I asked everybody else. What is the Grail watch? Is it the FP?
Yeah.
Definitely,
That'd be wrapping up the collection as far as I'm concerned.
Like you wouldn't be done collecting. Like you could still collect your piece
No,
here
but
and
like
there.
those major mega pieces, yeah, that would probably be
Right. Like you need to get a panda. Right?
Panda. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. And then last but not least, Lone Star. No Grail? Is Lone Star's brain still scrambled regarding a Grail?
So I don't know. I'm kind of in a never meet your heroes attitude. I still kind of want to default to like either a JLC or an IWC perpetual calendar, like this achievable thing that like is still an amazing piece of horology. I don't really believe in non-Grail. Like I don't believe in Grails that I'll never buy. Right? Like that's just like I could never buy. Like nope, that's okay. I don't know. It's like it used to be Rolex, but now they're just all so crazy. It's like I'll never get them, and I don't know. It's completely unachievable. It's not a Grail to me.
Really? It's not a Grail for you? Why not?
Because I can't imagine ever having it. So it's like I don't know. It's like I don't lust after a Lamborghini because I know I'll never own one. Like
right. But I think Lamborghinis are also kind of tacky, no?
Yes. Well,
Like even if I could own one, I wouldn't own one.
I mean, I know a guy in Texas who has one, and I live in Texas, so it's definitely I have a lot in common with TPG. So you know.
Yeah, you two are the same person, basically.
Right.
Yeah, except I'm fat.
I'm not saying anything about that. No.
But yeah, Toyota Mo kind of hit the nail on the head. JJ would be refining the collection. Absolutely. Yeah. 100%.
I mean, I've already been. It's really not much more to refine anymore. It's pretty much, a couple pieces.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you've been. So the Speedmaster and the Reverso are gone, right? Those are gone. You're starting to decrease the Destination Wedding collection. Like, yeah, you're pretty much refining. You're refining every like you're the more affordable side of the collection, or as I like to call it, the Destination Wedding collection. and then your main collection, you've also started to kind of, you know what I mean, trade in and out of pieces and
I don't know
sell
how
them.
much refined the Destination Collection got. I sold the Oris and I bought a Black Bay 58.
Oh shit! So you're just adding more money to it.
Right. But that's become my new beater. I think.
Wait, you got a Black Bay 58?
Oh yeah, the other day I picked one up.
Okay.
I
mean,
love
hey,
that watch.
why
Still
not?
amazing.
Yeah.
It's a good watch. It fits really well.
It is.
Look
It
at
is a
Swiss's
beautiful
face. Swiss looks disgusted in me.
No, it's
Oh,
fine.
by the way, I totally forgot. We had we're an hour and almost 40 minutes in. We haven't done I need to switch over to the gentleman's hangout thing because I want to do a commercial break very quickly. Here we go.
Come and get it! 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 You won't regret it in 2022 at Tip Top Snack Bar!
In 2022.
That will never ever get old. I love that
It's
commercial.
amazing.
My God. Oof. You know what though? It is a small watch. I don't think it's like uncomfortably small. I still think the Daytona is super nice.
Oh yeah, but I think the thing is, anybody who lusts after it who's fairly new to the community sees their first one is taken aback by how small it is. It's not small, but it's surprisingly not large.
It's a bit smaller than. It's more like a 39, 38 something.
It's like 30 and a half. Isn't
Yeah.
it? It's like a Rolex 39, so 38.4.
Yes. Yeah.
I tell you, Daytona fits great. Daytona and GMT are pretty similar in their fit. I feel like the Subway is a little bit bigger, you know, because it's a thicker watch. But I love the
39
GMT and the Daytona fit.
Sub is also supposed to it's technically supposed to be worn over a dive suit, so you need like a bigger. It's better to have a bigger watch, if you will. But yeah, Daytona and GMT definitely wear small for sure.
Well, that Tudor Black Bay 58 39 millimeter is almost perfect because it just fits everybody perfectly, and for Swiss, it looks like a big pilot.
Yeah. It's actually slightly big for me.
It's
When I
slightly
first tried-
slightly small for me.
Right. When I first tried it on, I was like, this is too small. But ever since I got that Alpinist and I've been really starting to feel like the smaller watches, I tried it on again. I'm like, this is perfect size, actually. I really like it.
I love that 36 life, that 36 millimeter life too, if you can do it, if you can pull it off. I have a 7 1/4, so that I could pull off 36.
So Louis V asks a good question. What do you think of the new Longines Legend Diver 36 mil or 42 mil?
Depends on your wrist size, man.
Yeah, it definitely depends on wrist size. So I think lug to lug, the 42 mil is like 50, almost 52 millimeters. So it's big.
That's huge.
It wears like a big watch. So 36, actually, I like 36 in that it still wears big lug to lug. You know, it'd probably be like around the 46 maybe range, lug to lug, which is
It's all
I think,
dialed too, that watch, right? There's no bezel. So
Yep, all dial. So it definitely wears bigger, and it's more of it's based on a vintage watch, right? So it's actually, I think it would be nice to have kind of a vintage size, if you will. I would say 36. Honestly speaking, unless you have like a 7, and a quarter, 7.5 inch wrist or more, then I'd say take the 36 millimeter. To be honest with you.
Tim Masso would recommend these for what wrist sizes between 2 and 700 centimeters.
Right, any wrist size, unisex watch, guys. Right, it's a unisex watch.
Yeah, that's the thing though. When it's all dial and no bezel, you can get away with a smaller size, smaller size because the dial
it comes
just
with the
takes
bracelet
up
too.
Well, it's like a 36 millimeter and Explorer and a Submariner have very similar dial sizes, right? And so I think that you nailed it on the head, JJ.
I just wish
love
they
that.
went back to the original design, which had a no date and a 3 o'clock indicator instead. I think it looks so much better.
I'll be honest. I realized it was February today, and I immediately thought of Swiss and how all these people are going to complain about how they have to change the date on their watches because of February. And Swiss is like, what's a date? What
Yeah.
is that? My watches don't have
Dates.
dates. Stupid.
This is the one. So the limited edition version, actually, Uptick Watch Reviews, we talked about him earlier. He has this version also. I think it's so much cleaner with just the 3. I wish they did all of them like this, to be honest with
Yeah.
you.
I wish they didn't have the 3, 6, 9, 12. I would have just rather have indices and then because you've got like numbers all over the place on this one.
No, I
But I like
prefer I like the Explorer type almost dial. I think it's much nicer than having the date.
Yeah, no dates, awesome.
I don't know what that means. NR asking thoughts on the Tudor FXD. I don't hate it, but the problem is the Pelagos bracelet is just so good. And now you don't get it, so it's kind of like, I don't know, kind of a bummer for me.
This watch is lame.
Otherwise, I mean, I don't hate it. I just don't like. First of all, I don't like NATO straps to begin with, and
I
then
hate it.
yeah, I don't like it.
Fucking-
I prefer
I
black
fucking
bay.
hate it.
Get a black bay.
Sorry. Or get a regular Pelagos. This is like so stupid. You're stuck. You're forced to wear a NATO.
Have a good night.
And
Arthur.
it's a-
Thanks
it's
for
a
joining.
single.
Thanks.
Good night,
Thanks a lot,
guys.
guys. Have a great
Hope you
night.
feel better.
Thank you.
Good night,
Have a
Ari.
good night, guys.
So I don't like that it's also I don't think I think it's a single pass NATO, which I guess shouldn't matter, but I don't really prefer single pass NATOs. And like the rubber strap is literally just like a single piece of rubber. And I don't know. And you lose that bracelet. Like but at the same time, I don't buy the argument that and it doesn't have the water resistance. Who cares? The
Right.
French
Just get
military
this-
doesn't care. You don't care. Yeah,
Just get this.
that's the problem. Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's like
100%.
the best NATO strap in the business. Like they are.
you don't have to get it
absolutely-
on NATO if you could get on
No.
bracelet, but if you want a NATO strap watch, I think this is really nice. This is much nicer.
About the sexiest thing on the market. That NATO strap feels amazing.
Mo says say no to that to NATOs. I'm with you. I don't like NATOs either. Honestly, I
Me
really
neither.
don't.
I hate them.
I honestly, you know what it is, right? So they do make the NATO straps that wear like a regular strap, but I hate like the what's it called? You know when the flap goes over?
The
Yeah.
loop where it folds.
Oh my god, I
over.
fucking hate the loop. It looks outrageously bad in my opinion. And
That's
then
why I
it's-
like the single pass. I do
Yes.
like if I had to choose. I don't like either one.
but I also don't like fabric straps on my wrist. It feels uncomfortable. Like my wrist gets sweaty. I don't like it.
Oh my gosh, is it Julian Four who makes these? Swiss. The Tudor NATOs feel amazing. I think it's Julian.
I don't know who makes it, but
I've never tried
It's
this Tudor
fucking
NATO.
brilliant.
It's
It's
good.
the best thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Julian Four.
Fair enough. I've never
Yeah,
tried it to
they're
be fair, so I
incredible.
can't judge. But yeah, Sector Dial Lachine is really nice too. Oh my god.
It's far superior to any NATO.
Yeah, it's the best NATO I've ever felt.
That's a nice one.
I like this. I like the black over the silver, to be honest with you.
Oh, I prefer the silver because it has blue hands.
Me too.
Yeah, actually, now that you mentioned that, I might prefer the. Yeah, no, I think you're correct.
This this looks like an older. The black one looks like an older Portugueser, like one of the 2000s Portuguesers look like that.
I still prefer. My favorite is still this one right here.
Oh,
It's still the chronograph. This is my
that's
favorite.
cool. It looks like a pole router from far enough away.
Okay, so what about this versus the Tuxedo Breguet?
Oh, I mean, come on. This 30.
You
It's
said
like-
my favorite. Yeah?
It's literally 10 times the price. I mean, it's like probably 30 grand or something
But
like
is
that.
it 10 times as cool?
No, I don't think so. I think you can definitely get this and be happy. Total mode, nothing beats the feeling of nothing. I totally agree.
Yeah,
Alrighty,
it's true.
guys. What do you say we wrap this?
That's like the one thing about the overseas that I don't care for. That bracelet, it is like a work of art, but I get pinched constantly. It is like it.
I get
it,
pinched
like,
constantly too.
Lol.
All right, guys. What do you think we wrap this puppy up? I want to thank everybody for coming on. Swiss, the Cap, Lone Star, JJ, Wings and Watches, and Ari, who just left us. Thank you guys, everybody in the
It
chat.
sounds like we died.
Really appreciate you guys coming on. I'm going to put the StreamYard link if anybody wants to jump on the after show. And guys, of course, as always, most important, got to wear your watches. You know, that's what it's all about. Take care, everybody.
Oh.